Alright, the Reds, thank you very much for tuning in on today's pre-match build-up show. Let me know who starts for you. If you're a City fan as well, get your thoughts in the comment section below. Got the potential to be one of the biggest ever Premier League games in the Premier League history, really. Two of the best teams in Europe, especially for the last couple of seasons. Liverpool, very dominant in Europe in recent times, winning a Champions League, and obviously City getting to their first European final. Pep Guardiola against Jurgen Klopp. So many dynamics to this game, and we'll speak about this today. But if I miss anything, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you feel? Who do you want to? Your score predictions as well. I know a lot of you don't really like to do score predictions, but there's so many great battles throughout the whole of the pitch, and we'll discuss that today. We'll go straight into it. Liverpool haven't won, especially when Pep Guardiola has been in charge at the Etihad. Obviously, we won in the Champions League a couple of years back anyway, obviously beating a 2-1 win. I was re-watching that game, and I'm hoping we can... Obviously, City and Liverpool have very much changed. Obviously not the philosophy, but in terms of recent times, they've moved on from... Both teams have got better in different areas. Liverpool's defence has got considerably far better. So has Manchester City's as well in terms of every aspect of the game. But in parallel, in terms of that was a night for me personally that Liverpool, we took our chances. Obviously, Liverpool, it was the John Stones, as you can see. We can remember that. That result at the Etihad, I think it was 3 years ago, and that was more or less the defining factor really in Manchester City winning the Premier League that time and that day, and that match was very much defined by a Sergio Aguero, one of the best, if not one of the top, easy in the top three of Premier League strikers of all time. Phenomenal player, bloody nuisance when he come up against Liverpool. We all disliked him, but you've got to appreciate his quality in front of goal. City have been questioned this season in terms of the recent results, as we've seen against Crystal Palace. City were getting in the right areas, but sometimes just not quite getting the ball over the line, really. We'll find out come what the end of May if that is the defining factor. And after this game, we all know City have got so much quality within their team. Obviously, Diaz, the Portuguese centre-half, he's really settled to life in the Premier League so well. He will not be playing, so you're looking at Eric Laporte, and then potentially John Stones. I know Nathan Ake did play left-back, I think it was, against Atletico Madrid. I don't foresee that happening because I think that was due to the suspension of Kyle Walker, who will be coming back in, playing right-back, and then Cancelo, probably the best left-back this season. Him and Randy Robinson have been really good, but Cancelo, he's been really up there, and I think he will get voted the best left-back in the Premier League this season. It's a detriment to how good he is. He can play not just on the right-hand side, but his transition is play to the left-hand side as well. So it'd be interesting to see who they do play in midfield. Does any City fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I've got the team up here, as you can see, for Manchester City. This was the earlier on game this season. What a game that bloody was, really. I think from a Liverpool point of view, I think we were all disappointed that we couldn't quite hold on to the lead. But especially in that first half for Manchester City, hugely dominating display. You terrorised us in that first half. Liverpool were at 6s and 7s, but obviously the main factor, as you can see from the team lineup, was James Milner was playing that day, and Trent he's back fully fit, been in amazing form, as we've seen in Champions League midweek against Benfica. Could have had a hat-trick assists if our lads could finish up top anyway. But it's going to be interesting. I think it will be a case of, obviously, Rodri. I don't think Pep will drop him. Probably one of the best DMs. Him and Fabinho, easily the two best defensive midfielders in the Premier League. And obviously up there in European terms as well. No, Casemiro's played, he's won so many Champions Leagues, but I think in terms of the future, I think going forward, Fabinho and Rodri are so pivotal, not just for their club teams, but in terms of national level as well for Brazil and obviously Spain for Rodri. So many tactical battles. Kevin De Bruyne, it will be interesting if there's any City fans, let me know who Manchester City will be playing in that, well, striking position, but the false 9, the 10, the floating 10, whatever you want to call it, really. Will he go with... He has gone with De Bruyne a couple of times over the last couple of years up front, but all those There's so much quality. Will it be a Grealish? Will it be Kevin De Bruyne up front? Foden can play there as well. Gabriel Jesus did play right wing in that 2-2 draw really for Manchester City, but I think Riyad Mahrez will be coming back into the squad. But there's so much quality all over the pitch. But we've got to start off with, we're mentioning the battles at the pitch. I've mentioned Cancelo, but Trent versus Cancelo, that would be one of the biggest battles that we've seen this season. Obviously, I think in recent weeks when I have seen Manchester City obviously against the likes of Crystal Palace as well and Southampton, I know they absolutely slapped them in the FA Cup, but in terms of the league meetings against City and Southampton, City have and can get got at. It's very difficult to do that. Obviously, shout out to Big Pat, done phenomenal. Obviously, stopped City scoring twice within the league campaign, which was amazing from their point of view. But Liverpool will have to approach this game, and I think we all know, with 110%. I think the Cancelo-Trent battle, and then you've got Kyle Walker against Andy Robinson as well. Fabinho against Rodri, obviously, and then whoever does play in that midfield battle, I think it will be key. And I think the match will be won there for both teams. And Liverpool, I think all of us would go with Thiago on that left-hand side. And then it's just a case of who do you play. When I've been watching a couple of the videos, a couple of the highlights as well, rejogging my memory in recent times when both teams have played, especially that 2-1 win, that one of the rare occasions Liverpool have won at the Etihad. I know we haven't won in the league when Pep's been in charge. It's been such a difficult place to go, but Liverpool, when we did win in the Champions League, I think 3-4 years ago, it was interesting when I was watching the highlights. Gini Wijnaldum was more or less preoccupying. It was getting into the box, making that wide. Obviously, Trent with the diagonal ball to Robbo, and the space out wide, not just for Liverpool, but for Manchester City. I think City, they're so good in terms of regaining possession of the football, but in terms of transitional play, and then the final third passes as well, I think both Liverpool like to stretch teams. I'm hoping that's what we do. As was mentioned with Gini Wijnaldum when we went there a couple of years ago in the Champions League away. If it's Naby Keita, very mental. But I wouldn't put it past Jurgen Klopp to spring a surprise. But he has played Naby in a couple of big games. I think it was the game against Real Madrid. Was it last season? Apologies, I'm wrong there, chat. But he could throw a spanner in the works. Let me know your thoughts, Reds, as well. Who would you start in Liverpool's midfield three? For me personally, I'd go with Fabinho. Then I'd go with Henderson on the right. And then Thiago on the left. I'd love to see a Thiago Keita pivot really, and then with Fabinho in the 6 behind them. But for this game of this magnitude, we need to be switched on, 110 bloody %, because obviously you've got players running, about 4 or 5 players running in behind Naby Keita. I'd love for Naby to play, and if he played amazing, obviously that game against Manchester United. But United's midfield and Manchester United and City's midfield are on a bloody another universe in terms of how good City's, if it's Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, if he plays in that midfield area, Grealish coming into the pockets of space as well. You literally don't need to be Liverpool's midfield players as we have done in the past. That your head's going to need to be on a swivel, because any drop of concentration within a game, especially at this elite level, teams can punish you, as most importantly City. But Liverpool, on the other hand, as well, if you can flip that. We've seen, when I was watching City against Palace, what Palace done so well, and if you had a bit more better quality, no respect to Palace, but if you had a bit more better quality up front in terms of taking their chances, Liverpool, when we have got possession, I think all of us do expect Manchester City to have quite large periods of possession, like they have done in the past. Liverpool need to, in the brief moments in which we do, we need to spring those quick counter-attacks. Whether Cancelo's out of position, Walker's out of position as well, even though Kyle Walker's got bags of pace ready to track back. But it's whether, and why it is, as I mentioned before, it's going to be so key. We need to hit them on the break. It's not as easy as saying that, but I think in the transitional plays, Liverpool need to go bang, 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 and hopefully within. None of this taking so much time on the ball. Yes, with Thiago, that's the massive It's the first time he's played against Manchester City. Especially, it's great to see him fully fit. These are the games we signed Thiago Alcantara to play in these big moments, to dictate play as well. When he was in the Bundesliga for Bayern Munich, especially in Champions Leagues as well, the moments you've brought Thiago in to dictate the tempo against we all know how good Kevin De Bruyne is on a ball. We don't need to talk about him because you run out superlatives similar to him and Trent in terms of probably two of the best passers in the whole of Europe and at this current moment in time. Brief moments, so Thiago needs to be switched on, and he will, but it's when we got those transitional plays, Thiago getting him on the ball, Henderson as well. Whether Henderson goes forward, I think he will be a bit more reserved come Sunday. Obviously, just hopefully allowing Trent that ability to go forward. If Trent does step up a good 5-10 yards, obviously Henderson will be covering that space along with Fabinho as well. I'm hoping that we do see Trent and Robbo pushed up a bit more. Obviously, Liverpool's high line, as we have seen this, especially over the last 12 months, it's been so effective. I think Pep Guardiola's tactics in terms of the build-up this weekend will be what can City do in terms of the transitional plays. When you regain possession, can they get through those lines and get through the areas, most importantly? It's so intriguing how and who do City's personnel up front. Will it be a Sterling off the left? Will it be Foden picking up that left wing position again? Because as I mentioned, Trent will be pushing on. Will Pep Guardiola go with Foden on the left, or will it be Grealish on the left, and then vice versa? All these Liverpool and City's attackers, all of them, every single one of them, are so adaptable. Yes, you can say they start in this position, but all of them are so good technically. From a footballing point of view, they're all intelligent. Whether it's Bobby, it'll be interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Would you start Bobby? For me personally, I'd start with Sadio Mane, Diaz on the left, and then Mohamed Salah on the right hand side as well. Jota coming off the bench. I know it's madness to not play Jota, but I think if it's not going the way Liverpool wants and we want, really, I think it's important that we have got Jota to come off the bench. It wouldn't surprise me if Jota did start. But in terms, as I said there before, the transitional plays for Liverpool, we're not going to have a lot of ball. We fully expect City to keep possession as they have done in the past. But if you've got that electric pace from Diaz, Kyle Walker, he struggled against him in the past. I think when Porto did go to the Etihad, I'm pretty sure that Diaz did score. Everyone remembers that goal that he cut across the Manchester City box from left to right, and a lovely right-footed finish in the bottom corner past Ederson. So he's got experience, Diaz, playing against City. He knows what he needs to do in terms of the impact in which Diaz has had, in especially the small period. That game against Chelsea in the cup final, he was probably one of Liverpool's best players. He's not scared of the occasion. And Mane, he needs to keep hold of the ball, most importantly. But it's that electric pace Mane would have on offer as well. We've mentioned Diaz, Salah as well. He played quite well against Cancelo at Anfield. Hopefully he does have that impact. I know a lot of people have spoke about Mohamed Salah's form in recent weeks, and rightly so. It's got to be questions. But for me, these are the games, not that Salah's not been playing bad. For me, I'm not buying into this notion of Salah's in bad form. I understand where everyone's coming from. But for me, Salah and the top elite level players, and hopefully we do see on Sunday, hopefully more with a Liverpool point of view, but the players will step up. The De Bruyne's, the Trents, hopefully the Thiago Alcantara's as well, the Rodri's, the Fabinho's, the Van Dijk's as well. They haven't even mentioned bloody Van Dijk, Ederson, but it'll be intriguing to see if Diaz is a massive miss for Manchester City. Obviously, back in the day, Manchester City used to have one of City's greatest ever Premier League players in Vincent Kompany. We sadly, he was plagued with injuries in certain seasons, but we all know, we all remember that Manchester City goal against Leicester, sadly. But it was what he offered City in those big games. I think Diaz is very much not fully replaced, but it'll be intriguing to see how City do deal with Liverpool in terms of Rodri. I think we all of us would expect, but in terms of transitional plays, when City are on the back foot, how well did you deal with Liverpool? But it's such an intriguing tactical battle as well, everyone. But I go through my starting 11. Let me know your starting 11. If you're a City fan watching or a Liverpool fan, let me know your starting 11. It's going to be intriguing. Could be so many strings to both teams' bows. But I'd go with Ali in goal. I'd start Trent on right back as well. Go with Joel Matip. Obviously the experience, but it won't surprise me if Ibu did play. But I foresee Matip with his experience playing in the big games. I go with Van Dijk on the left at the centre back pair with Matip. Robbo left back as well. Fabinho in the 6. Thiago left central midfield in that pocket, and then pivot as obviously Henderson as well, providing that a bit more defensive reassurance. As I said, for me personally, I hope we do sit back a bit more. I know it's quite dangerous, but I think if we can just sit back, soak up a bit more pressure, and then look, as I said, the transitional plays, 1-2, couple of passes, and then we're through. Not as easy as that, but that's what I'm hoping, really. We're just quick in the counter presses, really, as well. And then I'd start with Diaz, as I mentioned, Mane through the middle, and then Salah. But it wouldn't surprise me if Bobby did play. Obviously, the magic three, the traditional three, as we all know, the Mane, Salah and Bobby. But it's intriguing. So many tactical battles. Ederson and Alisson, both Brazilian goalkeepers. Two of the best goalkeepers on the planet as well. Ederson is so good in terms of the distribution. We all know that. But Alisson in recent weeks for Liverpool, and I don't know if there's any neutrals watching, but they probably watch Liverpool match of the day or on telly, and then you're like, oh, bloody hell. Alisson bailing Liverpool out again. To win the best elite trophies in world football, all us as football fans, you need a top goalkeeper. And it could be a case of, if Liverpool or City are going to come out of this game, I think it could heavily depend on Alisson and Ederson, most importantly, because we know how good. It's crazy. Ederson could play as an essential attacking midfielder for Manchester City. We all know how good he is from a technical point of view, with his ball on the floor and everything. So, but for me, let me know your thoughts, everyone. Your thoughts on the game. I'm going to go with a Liverpool 2-1 win, I hope, with Salah and Diaz scoring. Salah penalty. I'm not going to look at the refs. I know a lot of people have made a lot of the referees, and rightly so. They're both from Manchester. But I'm hoping from both points of view, in terms of we just get the best game as possible. All eyes will be on this game, and it's going to be an amazing spectacle. Obviously, for both sets of fans, we're wanting to win. It's not going to be as easy as we want, but this game's going to be getting beamed around the whole bloody globe, and potentially we could have a Liverpool City Champions League final to go to as well. Obviously we've all got City next week as well in the FA Cup, so all these games are going to be coming thick and fast. But I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool, hoping we do step up as well. Obviously Trent's going to be a massive factor within this game. Most importantly, we all know how good Trent is, him marauding forwards, obviously. But I think Liverpool's come out of this game. I think Trent, Alisson and Salah will be the main three. Obviously, I've mentioned Thiago, how good he is controlling the game. But what a game. What a bloody game for Liverpool and Manchester City it's going to be. I'm hoping this game will go down. Hopefully, from a Liverpool point of view, it goes down as the game that it is. It's got so much relying on it, only due to the fact of what it has done in the past for both teams, the significance, and especially if Jurgen Klopp can get over this hoodoo in the Premier League with getting that win at the Etihad. Obviously, we have won in the Champions League, but it's a completely different competition. We know how dominant City have been at home in this fixture, most importantly. But Reds and City fans as well, a lot of respect by both teams as well. I could have City. I know we love a good bit of banter, but you've got to appreciate both teams, the quality. As I've been jumping on everyone's shows in the chats as well, this game could go down in the next 10 to 20 years. We could be looking at this period in time and just go, wow. Or Jurgen Klopp does like to say, boom, because it could be a mad bloody time period. I'm hoping from both sets of fans respect each other as well, respect greatness as well, because both teams, I'm pretty sure, we will meet again if Liverpool do the business and City do the business. Obviously, you don't want to look too far ahead, but it could be set up perfect, especially if Liverpool. Hopefully, we do get the win at the Etihad and what it would mean, but there's still a lot of football to go. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of sitting and wanting a draw, because I think both teams will be wanting a win, because I don't think it suits both teams really, a draw, because there is the potential for both teams to still drop points. Obviously Liverpool got the harder fixtures, but for me both teams need to win, and hopefully both teams go out there and just put on a bloody amazing display. But Reds, City fans as well, if you're watching, thank you for tuning in. Hope you all have a lovely rest of your Friday afternoon, night, morning, wherever you are watching around the globe. Sit back, relax. Even if you are neutral watching this game, just enjoy it, because they are the two best teams in world football. And obviously, they are. Hands down, they do play the two best footballing teams, and what a bloody spectacle we are. Hopefully the Reds do get all 3 points. Fingers crossed. But thank you to every single one of you for tuning in. If you are new around here and want to keep up to date on all things Liverpool, and obviously football related as well, we do have a couple of Premier League review shows on the channel as well. Have a lovely rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Let me know where you're going to be watching the match from Liverpool and a Manchester City point of view as well. But Reds, hopefully the blue moon doesn't rise and Jurgen's mighty Reds are roaring at the Etihad. But everyone, have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I'll see you for the post-match show as well on Sunday. And we've got a combined 11 show tomorrow on the channel. I know that just causes absolute bloody carnage, but I'll be recording it. But let me know your thoughts on today's show and obviously tomorrow's show as well, Reds. Enjoy it. This could go down as a massive game, turning point in Liverpool's history and Manchester City's history as well. But Reds, enjoy it. Everyone, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow for the combined 11 show. Reds, you never walk alone. Thank you to every single one of you that has watched today's episode, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Ciao.